reminding. Okay. All right. So, although you are one, you spread throughout the sky and the planets and all space between. And this is also part of the prayer. This is 11:20. So he's basically describing what he's seeing, and this, although it's as I mentioned previously, this is past, present, and future, and he's able to see the entire universal existence in 4 dimension, all existing in just one place within his eyes. So he's attempting to describe what he's seeing. And then we have the next verse, 11:23. Rupam mahatte bahu vaktra netram. I'll just mute those who have joined recently. Okay, all right. Okay, never mind. I'll go to the translation. O mighty armed one, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form with its many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible teeth. And as they are disturbed, so am I. So now Arjuna is starting to see a difference in that form. So this Vishwarupa, it began, splendorous, glorious, celestial garlands, fragrance, shining helmets, weapons, so many devatas, all existing within the body. So now it is changing, because time is also one of the aspects of this material creation. And therefore, when he is talking about he's seeing everything in one vision, so it's dynamic vision. So therefore, he's able to see the thing changing. And now from this, the vision is changing to a more darker situation. So this is what he goes on to say. All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings, and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers also, are rushing into your fearful mouths. And some I see trapped with heads smashed between your teeth. So this is, Arjuna starts to see what you could say, the future. So, and then he continues, O Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. And then to this Krishna, this supreme form, this universal form, will speak. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Kalosmi. He says, time I am. So now, from seeing the Jagat Rupa or the Vishwa Rupa or the Virat Rupa, which is the universal form, now he is seeing the Kala Rupa, the form of time, eternal time. So because that's also part of it's actually all one part of the Vishwarupa, because when we talk about universe, time is also part of it. But now he's seeing the nature of past, present, and future, how everything is being destroyed. Because, earlier in chapter 10, Krishna said, amongst all the subduers, I am time. So what is the nature of time? Time destroys everything. It brings down everything. It corrodes everything. It ultimately brings civilizations to dust. Ages pass, and memory is even forgotten along the way. So this is the nature of time. So it destroys everything. So in that sense, the ultimate destroyer in the material creation. And Krishna is saying, that time, I am that time. Also remember, in yesterday's beginning, we talked about how Gita speaks about 5 topics. Bhagavan, Jiva, Ishvara, Prakriti, Karma, and Kala. So Kala is time. So here Krishna is mentioning this. I am the great destroyer. So what is he saying? Time I am, Kalosmi. And I am the great destroyer of the worlds. And I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. So basically, Krishna is telling Arjuna that the future is already going to go according to my plan. So I have come here to destroy all these miscreants, because due to the prayer of Bhuma Devi, who can no longer tolerate their presence. So therefore, this is my plan, and it will happen. So then Krishna is telling, therefore get up, Arjuna, prepare to fight and win glory. So Krishna is giving Arjuna the opportunity to be part of Krishna's plan. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement. Purvam eva, already put to death by my arrangement. And you, O Savya Sachin, so Krishna, what happened? Okay, all right. And you, O Savya Sachin. So Krishna addresses Arjuna as Savya Sachin, which means, Savya Sachin means one who is ambidextrous. So that means he can shoot the bow from both hands, left hand also, right hand also. So he's not a right-handed person or a left-handed person. He's equally both. He can do the, he can do both things with both hands. So therefore, he's trying to say, oh, expert one, oh, one who is expert and great. So therefore, he addresses him as Savya Sachin. You can be but an instrument in this fight. So this is the understanding that Krishna is revealing destiny to Arjuna, and he says, now Arjuna, you can either take part in this destiny and be my servant, be my instrument, and in this way you'd get the benefit of serving me. So this is devotional service. Or you can prefer to follow your own plan and you don't want to fight. So in other words, Krishna is also telling everybody, we should all be an instrument of the Lord. So destiny, sometimes it is already decided, and based on that, we may not be able to change destiny sometimes, but what we can do is we can make choices. We can make decisions on how we are going to meet that destiny. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, you have a choice. This is the destiny I'm revealing to you. It's not going to be changed. So now you have a choice. So because Krishna, he told previously, right, in chapter 4, whenever he advanced to this material world, what is his mission? Yada yada hi dharmasya, right? That particular verse, if you remember, Glanir bhavati bharata, abhyutanam adharmasya, tadatmanam srajami aham. So I come here to destroy whenever there is decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and at a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. So here was such a time when Bhuma Devi herself went desperately and pleaded for the Lord to come and save her from this terrible situation, being burdened by so many demonic, powerful Kshatriyas and kings who are causing havoc around the world. And what else does he do? So when he comes, it's not only to destroy, it is also to reset. He presses the reset button. So where dharma is again established, and also the pious are also delivered in this way. And he also comes for the pleasure of the devotees. Many reasons. Here he's only revealing some reasons. He also comes to create a preview of his pastimes, a preview of himself and his relationship with his devotees, so as to attract the other living entities, so they can also develop a desire to become his devotee. And in this way, they will follow the path of yoga and the path of bhakti. And this way, they will attain this prema bhakti and come back to him in the spiritual world. So that is his plan. Just like when we want to watch a movie, first we will see a preview, isn't it? We will see trailers. And then the trailers are interesting. Okay, I will watch this movie. The trailers. And so in the same way, the Lord advents. When he comes to the world, he brings his devotees and himself. And in this way, he enacts many pastimes. And each of these pastimes are very attractive and beautiful. And you can see the reciprocation with the Lord, with his devotees. How sweet that reciprocation is. So here we can see the role of the master and the servant is blurred. It becomes blur, no longer so distinct. So in this way, we can be also attracted. So these are called leelas. All right. So therefore, here we have seen how the Kala Rupa Darshan is now revealed. How the past, present, and future, and the future especially is revealed. And with this, as we see the future, we see decay. We see everything rotting and decaying and dying, right? That's the nature of this material world. So because this is made of material elements, such vision is seen by Arjuna, and Arjuna becomes fearful. He becomes, extreme. He becomes very scared, and he prays to the Vishwarupa, the Lord, in the form of the Kala Rupa or the Vishwarupa, and he prays to the Lord. O limitless one, God of gods, refuge of the universe, you are the invincible source, the cause of all causes, transcendental to this material manifestation. So he offers prayers again, and it is also established that this particular form is never before seen. Krishna will reveal in this, as he says, I am that time, Kalo Asmi, he will say that. And later he will also say, this form that you are seeing is never before seen by anyone else. Because you have requested to see the material manifestation, I'm showing it to you. But it's described the Devatas were also able to see. The Brahma was able to see, the Indra, and all the Devatas were also able to see this vision. And then in 1145, this particular verse, after seeing this universal form, Arjuna is continuing to speak. He offers prayers. Then he says, after seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, I am gladdened. But at the same time, my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me. So Arjuna reveals he's disturbed by this terrible form of seeing the future on how everyone is dying, being crushed by the teeth of the Lord due to him being time. So then he says, please kindly, by your grace, reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead, O Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe. So therefore he says, Tat eva me darshaya deva rupam prashida devesha jagan nivasha. So devesha means Lord of Lords, jagan nivasha means Lord of the universe. So show me again this, your beautiful original form. So in this way, Krishna will say, okay, let it be finished. So now that you have viewed my universal form, let this vision be ended. And in this way, how he ended it is very important for us to understand. So from that material element of the Vishwarupa form, the form changed into the four-armed form of Narayana. And from that four-armed form of Narayana, it came to be the two-armed form of Lord Sri Krishna. So this is basically the step-by-step to show the ultimate form of the Lord. So when Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, "Oh Janardana, seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful, Saumyam, I am now composed in mind and I am restored to my original nature." So in the Bible also, there is a verse where it says that man is made from the image of God. So, and in the same way, this two-armed form of the Lord is the original form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by which humans are also made in the same image. And here we are just going through back again the subtopics. So these were the topics which were discussed in chapter 11. So 55 verses, we have already gone to verse 51. It began with Arjuna's illusion being dispelled and eager for darshan. And then it continued with the Vishwarupa Darshan, taking up the majority of the verses in this chapter. Here we begin by seeing how the Vishwarupa Darshan is shown as beautiful, pleasing, splendorous. And then Arjuna gives his prayers, and as he is making his prayers, the form changes into Kala Rupa form, the fearful, scary form of past, present, and future, in which he sees everybody dying. And then he continues to pray more fervently, please, enough of this form which is striking fear in my heart and also in all the devatas. Please show me back your beautiful original transcendental form. And then when the Lord says, right, I am this Kalosmi, so let this form be finished. So now I will reveal back my original form. So when Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, from Kala Rupa, Vishwarupa and Kala Rupa, his form shifted to the four-armed Narayana form and then shifted to the two-armed form of Krishna. So, and from 1149 to 1155, the verses here are dedicated to discuss about this beautiful Swayam Rupa, the original form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what is this original form all about? So we will hear about this. It's quite an important point for us to understand also. So it begins with of course, it begins with 1149. So I will just go to some of the more important aspects which I want to highlight. 1152, Krishna reveals that Arjuna will say, Su Durdarsham idam rupam. Sorry, this is Krishna saying, this form of mine, Su Durdarsham idam rupam. That means this form, this idam rupam, is very difficult for someone to see. Su Durdarsham. It's difficult, Durdarsham, but Su Durdarsham, extremely difficult for anyone to see this particular form of mine, Krishna will tell to Arjuna. So actually, it is mentioned also in other places in the scriptures, especially in Srimad Bhagavatam. We've heard previously about how how time works in different age, in different planetary systems. Like we have 4 different yugas, right? So Kali Yuga is 432,000 years, and then there's Dwapara Yuga, which is double that time, and then Treta Yuga, which is 3 times that amount of time, and Satya Yuga, which is 4 times that amount of time. So altogether, if you plus all the time for one Chatur cycle, the 4 cycle of Treta, of Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali, if you take all that, it's easily about I can't remember, about 3 million or so, 3 or 4 million, 300 or 400 million years, human years. This is just one cycle. So there are 1,000 cycles of this Kali Yuga, of this Yuga cycles, which make up a day of, which makes up a Manvantara. Manvantara means a day of Manu. And Manu is the father of mankind and son of Brahma. And there are 14 Manus, 14 lifetimes of Manu in one life of Brahma. So Lord Brahma lives for a very, very long time. And it is, and in this one lifetime, in one day of Brahma, 14 times the devatas, the cabinets change. You know, it's like a election period, like on earth, we have election every 5 years or so, right? So, and new cabinet, new people take over. So the old ones, I mean, they've gone through their life cycle and it's finished. So in one lifetime of Brahma, 14 times we get different devatas taking place. And it is said that in one lifetime of Brahma, only once the Supreme Lord appears on earth in his original form. So he appears in other forms. He appears in incarnations. So there are many, many incarnations which come and go in different yugas. In one yuga itself, he appears many times. But in one entire day of Brahma, only once does the Lord appear in his original form of Krishna. So this is very, very rare. So that's why he's saying here, Sudurdarsham idam rupa. And we are so fortunate that in our particular Divya cycle, where we are taking birth in Kali Yuga, the one previously in Dwapara Yuga, the Lord appeared directly as the Supreme Lord Krishna. In previous Yugas, in previous Dwapara Yugas, the Lord did not come as Krishna. So you will not find Krishna's presence in other Divya Yugas, only in this particular Divya Yuga. So he is telling Arjuna, Sudurdarsham idam rupam, very difficult to behold. And even devas are aspiring to see this special form of mine. And then he says, you cannot understand this special form of mine neither through the Vedas, naham vedair, na tapasya. That means neither through the Vedas, neither through austerity, neither through charity, neither through worship. You can understand this transcendental, special, Swayam Rupam form of mine. Because generally, the direction is towards the Vishnu form of the Lord, which is also his incarnation. But here Krishna is just revealing his original personality, the original form. So Vishnu and Krishna are non-different, but Vishnu is an expansion of the Supreme Personality in this particular form. So it is declared in many places, even in the Vedas, in Gopala Tapani Upanishad, and also in many other places. I have the, for example, Srimad Bhagavatam. It will declare that Krishna is the fountainhead of all incarnations. He is known as, he alone is given the name Avatari. Avatari means the source of all avatars. And the explanation is given just like how one candle lights up other candles. So in this way, many other candles are also appearing in the same brilliance and all that. So the Lord expands into Mahavishnu, into different incarnations and forms, all of which are either in the same brilliance or in different grades of brilliance. So when we talk about avatar, there are many types of avatars, classifications. There is Guna avatar, there is Leela avatar, there is Satyavesh avatar, there is Purusha avatar. So like that, this is a topic, a detailed topic, which we can talk about in level 2. But then all these avatars, and some of these avatars show more potency. So some are half potency, some are lower potency. Like for example, Buddha avatar. It's actually a Satyavesh. It's a very low potency avatar. Still, it is an avatar, but there are higher avatars which are showing greater potency. And amongst these avatars which are showing the greatest potency, Lord Narsimhadev, Ramachandra, is shown to have, they are called Purnam avatar. Purnam avatar means showing full potency of the Lord. So like that, there are different levels of how the Lord reveals his potencies. So in this way, the source of all these is basically this particular idam rupam, which is Sudurdarshan, very difficult to see. So if one cannot understand this particular form of the personality of Godhead in any of these methods, then how can we know Krishna? So he will reveal that from the next verse, 1154. Very important verse. Bhaktya tu ananyaya sakya aham evam vido arjuna Nyatum drashtum cha tatvena pravishtum cha parantapa. He will say, my dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service, ananya bhaktya. So only by ananya bhakta, that means undivided, pure, unconditional. That means bhava bhakti and prema bhakti. Right? By that, eventually, can I be understood as I am. standing before you and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. Praveshtum cha parantapa. So Nyatum drashtum cha tatvena. Tatvena is my understanding, right? So this is the method. So therefore, he concludes without a doubt the importance of bhakti for the purpose of understanding Bhagavan realization. So here Krishna is telling the jnanis cannot understand Bhagavan. The dhyanis also cannot understand Bhagavan. Only the bhaktas, and that also the pure bhaktas, they can understand Bhagavan. So in this way, he's saying, this is the verse which corroborates that point. And then we have another very important chapter, a very important verse. This is the last verse. So the last verse of this chapter, 1155. Acharyas also describe this verse as the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. So what is this verse? Let me say the verse first. Mat karma krin mat paramo mat bhaktaha sangavarjitaha nairvairaha sarvabhuteshu yaha samam eti pandava. My dear Arjuna, he who engages, so just now he said that by bhakti one can understand the mysteries of his understanding of this personality. So here he says, he summarizes this entire bhakti concept in one verse. My dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service, mat karma mat krin paramo, free from the contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation. So that means one is free from karma, right, and jnana. In this way, that means one is simply performing devotional activities simply for the pleasure of the Lord. It's not mixed with any other desire. It's not mixed with desire for gain or desire for any type of material objective. It may begin that way, but as we continue our hearing, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, it becomes purified, just like how Dhruva Maharaj became purified, and we will be established in this position. So this verse is given so that we understand what is that position that we should aim for. So we can also consciously adjust our thinking as we are also performing. So we need to know the goal while we are performing the process. So that makes it faster. Because remember, Krishna says also in chapter 4, work with knowledge is better than simply working, even if it's devotion. So with knowledge, it is faster. So my dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from the contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation, and then he continues, he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. So this is the essence of the Bhagavad Gita, which is given here in 1155. And from this verse, you could say this is the seed verse of devotional service. From this seed verse of devotional service, chapter 12 will be born. And the entire chapter 12 is to describe this particular seed verse. And therefore, it is called Bhakti Yoga. So that will be chapter 12. Very important chapter, which we can hear in the next session. Okay. So here's a story of how Krishna reveals. This is a pastime. This is the pastime when Krishna was a toddler in Nanda Maharaj's house in Vrindavan. So Nanda Maharaj, this is when Krishna was very small, 2 years old or something like that, 2 or 3 years old. So he used to crawl in the courtyard with his friends, and his elder brother Balaram was there also. So he would crawl and then he was, children when they're crawling, anything they see on the ground, they will take it and put it in their mouth. So what happened, Balaram once came and told Mother Yashoda, oh Mother Yashoda, this Krishna is taking, he's eating mud. He's taking earth and putting it in his mouth. So you told me as elder brother, I must take care of him. So I tried to tell him and he refuses to listen to what I say. Now I'm coming and telling you. So he's eating earth. So please do something. So then your mother Yashoda said to Balaram, so, okay, don't worry, Dauji. Dauji means elder brother in Praja Bhasha. So don't worry, Dauji. Okay, I will, since you have told me already, I will check this. Then she called Krishna. Oh, Krishna, Lala, come here. And then Krishna will come, and then Mother Yashoda will ask, have you been eating mud? Have you been eating earth? Then Krishna will say, no, who has been telling this kind of lies about me? I have not been eating earth. They are just simply, the Balaram, elder brothers, trying to put me in trouble. Then Mother Yashoda knows about the nature of her son, Krishna. And so she was telling Krishna, oh, is that true? I don't think Balaram will tell this kind of things about you. He is very truthful. So let me check. If you have not eaten earth, open your mouth. So then Krishna, okay, being asked by Mother Yashoda to open his mouth, first he didn't want to. Then after that, when Mother Yashoda said, no, you must open your mouth. So when he finally opened his mouth, so then when Krishna opened his mouth, inside the mouth, Mother Yashoda is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, how Mother Yashoda saw the entire material elements and material creation within his mouth. Just like how Arjuna was able to see the entire material manifestation in one place. So in the same way, within the mouth of Krishna, Yashoda was able to see the entire manifestation, the entire material cosmos. And within that mouth, she saw the universe, she saw the cosmos, and she also saw earth, and she saw Vrindavan, and she saw herself within that earth, looking inside Krishna's mouth. So she actually saw herself inside Krishna's mouth, looking at Krishna's mouth, and in this way it was going on infinitely. So this was the pastime on how Krishna revealed his. But again, after that, then Mother Yashoda became bewildered after seeing this. So again, Yoga Maya potency, the illusory potency of the Lord, covered Mother Yashoda, because Krishna didn't want Mother Yashoda's love to be clouded by Aishwarya. He didn't want her to start worshipping him as God and everything. He wanted to have this beautiful pastime, beautiful relationship of Vatsalya Rasa, parental relationship. So then Mother Yashoda, she was bewildered. She saw all these amazing things. After seeing all these things, then she just woke up as if she woke up from a dream. And then she thought, oh, this must be some kind of hallucination that I'm having. Probably I ate something not correct. So in this way, we also have this beautiful pastime of how Krishna, and in this way, Mother Yashoda was such a great personality that this entire personality of this Virat Rupa, which Arjuna was fearful, which every other living entity was fearful, but this Virat Rupa was within baby Krishna, and baby Krishna allowed Mother Yashoda to chase baby Krishna and tie him up there's a pastime of how Mother Yashoda, because baby Krishna, he was very naughty. He broke pots of yogurt and butter and he stole them and he fed them to the monkeys. That's a very nice pastime. Actually, this pastime is the main pastime of the Kartik month, which is coming, starting on the 21st of October. So maybe later on, once the Gita Gyan is completed, we will talk about this particular pastime and the lessons that we can learn from this. So we can see how simply by love, the love that Mother Yashoda had, the bhakti, the prema bhakti, the vatsalya rasa which she had for Krishna was so great that Krishna allowed Mother Yashoda to tie him up. And this is a very sweet pastime. So we don't have time to discuss this in detail in all the nuances of it. So we will save that for a later time. Okay, so with that, we have our takeaways for today. Chapter 11. Bhagavan can show universal form by divine vision. So if anyone claims to be Bhagavan, anyone claims to be God, then we can put this challenge to them. Please reveal your universal form. So, and then they can't. So Swayam Krishna Rupa is very rare. So this is Sudurdarsham. So this is the rarity of this particular form of the Lord. Swayam Krishna can only be attained by Ananya Bhakti. So these are the main points today. And we'd like to end also by Arjuna's, this is a verse which we didn't speak about in this chapter, but it comes in 1136, but it's very relevant for us to end this chapter with this verse. Arjuna said, "O master of the senses, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you." So previously in chapter 10, we spoke about how amongst sacrifices, the chanting of the holy names is the I am that sacrifice, which is the chanting of the holy names. So Krishna will say like that. So here we can understand further about the glory of the holy name. So that's why Sankirtan is being done. So if we want to create a revolution to this world, if we want to change the atmosphere of this world, if we want to change the consciousness of this world, so the main process is to have Sankirtan in every street and town, in families and home around the world. So in this way, the movement of the Hare Krishna movement, we go about presenting this Sankirtan, the chanting of the congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra everywhere. And at the same time, we also perform this chanting in Japa. So we take shelter of the holy names of the Lord. So with that, we'd like to end here. Let us all say together, Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So with that, we'd like to end. Any other questions? Anyone has any questions to raise at this point?
Yeah,
Yes, Prabhu.
Chapter 11.32 mentioned that Krishna slain both sides of the battlefield of the soldiers. But those people who are fighting along Arjuna, they are a righteous group of people. Why are they slain?
So not all of them were righteous. Many of them performed many sins also, and some of them were not. Many of them were not devotional. Only the Pandavas were devotional. So actually, this is the plan of the Lord to one shot kill all the unrighteous people. So some of them took the side of the Pandavas, and some of them took the side of the Kauravas. So in this way, by this Mahabharata war, they were all killed. So that's part of the plan of the Lord. Okay, Prabhu. I am a bit apprehensive because I think this Zoom is going to crash on me again in another 1 minute. So since we have already done with this session today, if you have further questions or anything else you want to pursue on that, I urge you to, we can discuss it in the WhatsApp, or we can talk about it tomorrow. I hope to settle this problem by tomorrow. So once again, apologies.